Hi everyone, I'm Azra from Luxy Hair, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the age-old question, why won't my hair grow? I think every girl has felt the frustration of wanting your hair to grow longer, but it just seems to grow to a certain point and just doesn't grow anymore after that. So I'm here to share a few secrets with you on why this may be happening so you can get to the root of the problem, no pun intended, and achieve that beautiful long hair you've always dreamt of. Ladies, I don't like math as much as the next person, but this is super important. So your hair grows at an average rate of 1/2 inch per month, which means that it grows at about 6 inches per year, which is about this much. So if your hair is damaged at the bottom and it's super dry and brittle, your hair may be growing from the top, but it's breaking off at the bottom, which means your hair just doesn't grow. We've all had to deal with split ends in our lifetime, and if you haven't, can you please let me know your secret? So what exactly are split ends? Split ends are literally ends of your hair that have split into 2, sometimes even 3, because they haven't received enough nutrients to live a long and healthy life. So this means that the hair literally starts splitting higher and higher and higher and eventually just breaking off. So we get this question a lot, how do I get rid of split ends? Well, unfortunately, once you get split ends, you can't really get rid of them. So the best way to actually get rid of your split ends is to cut them off and just get your hair trimmed. However, having said that, there are some ways that you can prevent getting split ends in the first place. The first way is to avoid bleaching or over-processing your hair, as this causes damage and dryness. The second way is to avoid blow-drying your hair and let it air dry instead. The third way is to gently brush your hair from bottom to top every time you brush your hair or are detangling it. And finally, using fabric or silk-covered elastics will really protect your hair and avoid those split ends. Have you ever heard the saying, you are what you eat? Well, it's true. Have you ever noticed that beautiful glow that your skin gets every time you're well hydrated? Your hair is the exact same way. A healthy vitamin-rich diet means more nourishment for your scalp, which means beautiful, longer, healthier hair. And there are 4 main vitamins that you should watch out for. The first one is B complex, and this actually includes biotin, which is essential for hair growth. The second is iron, the third is vitamin D, and the last one is zinc. And all of these are going to be essential for that beautiful, long, healthy hair. You can find this in most foods. However, you can also take extra supplements if you aren't getting enough of these in your diet. Here's the scenario for you. You take a shower with super steaming hot water, you come out of the shower, you towel dry your hair, then you brush your wet hair, then you blow dry it, then you straighten it. Does this sound familiar, ladies? It does, because we've all been there. But guess what? These are really bad habits for your hair. So instead of the previous hair routine, this is a hair care routine that I recommend that I actually use myself, which really does lead to beautiful, healthy hair. So brush your hair before you go into the shower, because actually when you brush your hair while it's wet, this is when your hair is most weak, and that actually leads to more breakage. I know we all love super hot steamy showers, but this is also really bad for your hair. So when you're washing your hair, just turn down the heat to medium, and this is the best part. When you're fully done washing your hair and showering, turn the water all the way down to cold and give your hair a super blast of cold water. I know it sounds super unpleasant, and it is, but this actually locks in all that moisture into your hair and results in super shiny hair. I promise it's worth it. When you apply conditioner in the shower, make sure you leave it in for at least 2 to 3 minutes to really get those nutrients soaked into your hair. Even better is if you use a hair mask in the shower after your conditioner, and this is gonna result in that healthy, shiny, beautiful hair. After you're done showering, instead of wrapping your hair in that towel turban, just pat it dry instead. Even better, if you have a microfiber cloth or an old cotton t-shirt even, use that to pat down your hair, and that's gonna lead to less breakage. And my last tip for you, instead of blow drying your hair and straightening and curling it, which we all love to do, try and just embrace your natural hair texture and let it air dry instead. But if you really do want to heat style your hair, just be sure to use a heat protectant. Okay, so even if you have an amazing vitamin-rich diet, you have your hair care routine down, and your hair just still won't grow past a certain point, this might simply be due to your hair growth cycle, and I'll explain this further. So every hair strand has its own cycle of growth, and this cycle can be anywhere from just a few months all the way up to like 6 years. So once your hair growth has reached the end of its cycle, it just won't grow anymore, and it'll either shed off or it'll be cut off. So if you find that your hair just isn't growing past a certain point and you've tried everything, this might be due to the fact that your hair just has that shorter growth cycle. As time goes on, that hair growth cycle that I just talked about will eventually start getting shorter and shorter. So let's say your hair growth cycle before was about 6 years, it might decrease to 2 years, and this leads to shorter hair or thinning hair. So while this is just a fact of life and can't really be avoided, I think it's super important for us to just all recognize that we should take care of our hair throughout its lifetime. If your hair still doesn't grow after all these tips, you might want to consult your doctor because sometimes people may have medical conditions that lead to excessive shedding or hair not growing. Seeking professional help is always number one, just to be sure you've covered all your bases and are taking care of your health. Or invest in some clip-in hair extensions. All the above tips are great for growing your hair naturally. However, these are more longer-term solutions. So you may see that it takes a few months for them to start actually showing. So if you're impatient like me, you can just invest in some clip-in hair extensions and get beautiful long hair in 5 minutes. So that's everything that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and be sure to share your comments as well. I'd love to know if you have any questions or if you have any other tips that you'd like to share. Until next time.